7 final pieces of advice before your exam. Hi, I'm Hayley from Parallel Coaching, and in today's video we're going to explore the bits of advice that are actually going to make a huge difference in preparation for your exam, whether that's today or over the next couple of days. And this is going to help you feel confident so you can pass your exam and you can walk out there being proud that you've done the best you possibly can. Now, this could be for your level 2 or level 3 anatomy exams. It could also be for any other assessment you're doing as part of your FITPRO journey. But alongside these 7 points I'm going to talk about today, make sure you also check out the 3 mock questions that are alongside this video to help test your knowledge and get you ready for your assessments. So the first piece of advice I have for you is to know that you have done enough. You've probably been revising for weeks, for months. You've probably been setting time aside to do your study. You've been practicing it physically. These are all things that show that you've put in the time and the effort to prepare for your assessment. And quite often what's going through our mind about self-doubt and doubting whether we're going to be good enough or whether we've done enough is not reality. It's not realistic to actually the amount of work we've done. So just know you have done enough. Second point is to look at the bigger picture. This one assessment is probably one of many that you're going to do within your FITPRO journey. So try not to turn it into a big magnitude. Try not to sort of volume it up so it becomes this massive ordeal. Instead, skim it back down to the exact process it is. It's just one assessment of 5, or it's just one assessment of 6. How many different assessments do you have as part of it? Don't think that this is the only thing that you're going to do. So make sure you look at that big picture. Number 3 is to focus on your best performance rather than a score. This is really important, and it's not only important for exams, it's also important for practical assessments. If you think if I'm going to do my best and I'm going to perform at my very best, then it doesn't matter what score you get. You're not saying, oh, I really want 100%, or I really want 90%, or I wouldn't settle for anything less than 80%. Instead of looking at the score and being hung up or worried about the score you're going to get, what if you just turned up and said, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to show up and perform the best that I possibly can. And that can be really good at alleviating any stress or anxiety you place on yourself. Number 4 is to make sure that you have enough sleep. Now, if your exam is today, this might be a little bit late for you, but make sure not just the night before your exam, but really in the last sort of few days leading up to your exam, that you allow for yourself to have enough sleep. Don't feel tempted to cram in late amounts of revision and dwindle your amount of sleep. It's actually very important to make sure you're downloading all of your information you're learning, but also that you're resting and recovering so that you can be as alert as possible. So try to do your best to get the best sleep pattern you can and keep that over the sort of 3 to 4 days before your exam. Also, number 5 is to plan all your logistics the day before. Now, this means that if you've got to travel to a venue, if you've got to prepare your login area or your computer, if you've got to make sure that you're out for the entire day, that you've prepared everything you need to. Pack your clothes, pack your food, make sure your laptop's plugged in, make sure your Wi-Fi connection is working. Like all these types of logistics, make sure they are working the day before. And this means that you're not laying in bed wondering about it at night, thinking, have I got everything I needed to? What if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't work? And it's actually mitigating any issues that might happen on the day. And that's really, really powerful. Number 6 is to make sure you treat it like a first date. Now, this means that you're basically going to get yourself washed and showered and shaved and everything else that you need to in preparation for your exam, as if it was a first date. Go dressed up as if you're preparing yourself to look and feel your best. Now, this is not only if you've got to go there to do an assessment, but also if you're doing it online. Don't be tempted to roll out of bed, stick your onesie or your dressing gown on and your slippers on and still have sleep in your eyes when you go to take the assessment. Make sure you dress yourself up so that you feel the best you can, because this will actually help your self-confidence quite a lot. It'll help you feel good about yourself, and as a result, you're more likely to do well in your exam. Also, number 7, the final piece of advice for you is to take a moment to breathe. When you first enter your assessment and your exam, and your invigilator says you may now start, or the clock starts ticking on your online assessment, or you're starting your practical assessment, just take a moment to breathe. Now, it might feel like an eternity, but even 5 seconds of just standing still, taking a little breath, can make a huge difference. Because instead of rushing into it, you actually reset and restart. Just see it as a big stop sign, as if you're driving, there's a big stop sign. You've got to literally stop the car for a moment before you take that turning and before you move forwards. That's what I want you to do, is to literally take a pause, take an absolute stop, and allow yourself to just take a deep breath and then start. If it's an exam, I advise a brain dump or something that will allow you to summarize some knowledge in your own mind before you start working on the actual questions. If it's your practical assessment, then I would just take a deep breath, look at your notes, and then get started. No one's going to mark you down because you spent 5 seconds having a little breather at the beginning and composing yourself. It's actually a really good thing to do. So they're the 7 points that are going to help you be able to pass your exam with confidence, but not just from a knowledge point of view or a practice point of view, but actually taking control of the situation so that you can turn up and be the very best you know you can be without anxieties, overwhelm, or stresses getting in the way. Now, if you're preparing for your exam still and you need additional help, not just with the knowledge, but also with your exam strategy and getting ready for that exam, then please do check out the link that is with this video that will take you to our revision boot camps. Now, these are here to help you pass with confidence first time or the next time you take it. So make sure you check that link out, as I'm sure it will really help you, even if you only have a few days until your exam. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button and also drop a comment below about what your big takeaway is from today's video. And most of all, good luck for your exam. Not that you need it, because you've done enough. Take care. Bye.